Yeah. So I told him, I said, I haven't really seen that for myself. And I bet a lot of persons were shocked. I said to them, it's not that. I don't know, man. At my church, I'm the assistant pastor. So we have an associate, we have the senior pastor, the associate pastor. They're both ministers of the gospel. They have their license within Church of God Prophecy, and then there's me. Now I haven't got my license, and I intentionally never push for it because I've, I've I have felt like the minute I get my license, shit's gonna get real. Excuse my language, and I'm like, I don't know, like it's. I just don't feel ready, and I don't like to be pushed into things until I am ready. There are things in ministry I never saw myself doing, but through my growth in Christ, naturally took them up willingly. And I told him, I said, if it is God's will for me, I could fight it for only so long. It will have to be. But I don't see it for myself. And I do not want to be forced into anything I don't want to see. So one of the sisters there, who I really love, she said, so you going to let somebody else come and take the pastor position from you? Because, my pastor's in her 60s, and very soon, my pastor's giving herself a timeline when she wants to come out, retire from senior pastoring, it makes sense. Because after work, you must retire after a certain point. But at the end of the day, I respect ministry. And I think when you're a pastor, not that you have to be perfect, no Christian is perfect, but I think you really have to be at a certain level of maturity, and you have to be committed. Because when you're a pastor, you're like the shepherd of the house, right? But you're a shepherd for God's flock. And you are responsible, and I don't think I am ready for that responsibility, to be honest with you all. I was even asked at one point if I'm interested or see myself being the national youth director for Guyana, and I said to the individual, I have plans to migrate. So I do not want to say yes and can't do it. Let me tell you all something. I have this conclusion I've drawn in my heart, that in this life I'm living, I only have one life. There'll only ever be one Jared Nicholas DeMarco McFoy. And I am going to live this life for as long as God allow me to live it. And I want to be able at the end of my life to at least have a moment of reflection and say, like the song, I did it my way. I enjoyed my life with the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows. Right now, when I sit and think critically about my life experiences, I have a very good life. I have a very good life. I'm a hard worker. I work hard. Things are not just given to me. I work for what I have. I'm not living in poverty. I guess I look forward to more growth financially. I know it will come as I become mature and know how to handle my finances better. But I am doing things for myself. And I always say I don't waste my money. If you look around in my life, you can see what I do with my money. So I'm good. I'm very good. But it can get even better. And to be honest with you, I feel like I'm still in Ghana now. The truth is because of my teaching contract. I have a contract I'm serving out. And trust me, I've prayed to God to leave this contract, let better opportunities come, but they haven't. So I feel in my spirit, God is saying to me that I have to honor this contract out. So I said, okay, my mindset changed. We all know I wanted to leave my job, the school I'm at, and God still asked me there. Every time I try to leave, I gotta stay right there. So there's purpose there. So I was talking to a colleague the other day, and she and I, we were sharing, and she was telling me, how it's hard being in a working environment. She got very emotional. But y'all know, I helped create a safe space for people in my life. And I told her, I said, in that moment that she was talking to me, I realized, I said, you know what? I was once where you were at earlier in the term. I said, but I didn't even realize when it happened to me, but I accepted the reality of my life for what it is or was or is. And I said, you know what? I'm going to serve it out faithfully. If a better opportunity within teaching comes along and it's actually for me, I'll do it. But I'm telling you off on the bottom of my heart, by the time my contract ends, I'm ready to leave. I can't believe it. My mind, the way I love teaching, I don't love it anymore like that. I still do it purposefully. I still give it my all. But the extraness, I don't do. What really gives me a lot of fulfillment is the lecturing that I do. And that's why I would have really been happy to transition into some full-time lecturing, but once again, God's plan. Um, but I'm doing what I have to because you know what, teaching it pays my bills. So I'm doing what I have to do. But my goal is, and I'm praying to God that by the time the end of my contract, He allows the artistic opportunities to meet me. You know, one of the things I'm going to do when I'm finishing this postgrad either in June, July, let me say August, early August. And when I'm done with that postgrad, I'm getting back into my writing. I haven't sat down to write anything creative in a hot minute. I'm getting back into my creative bag. I'm going to finish off this collection of poetry I'm working on. I wrote a short form series, and I want to write like a short form movie, and I want to write some more short form series because I have a lot of ideas, right? So I want to get back into my writing bag. I'm going to write. I'm a writer, and then somewhere along this year, I want to start my next memoir. I have so many titles in my mind, but I feel like I have a vision for what I want it to be. So I want to start writing it, and I'm going to, they talk about, is it opportunities when preparation? Something they like to say. But when preparation meets opportunity, you call it something. I have to get back into that stage where I'm prepared so that when the opportunity or opportunities come my way, I can fully walk into it and transition seamlessly. I've prayed several prayers and I know God has called me. Being an artist is part of my ministry. But maybe the way it will look may be a little different from what I want, but I know it's something God has called me to because there are many times I'm telling y'all, when I said to God, I say, I'm about to follow up on this acting thing, this writing, it is what it is. And God sent encouragement through art to speak to me, to say, don't give up. You're on the right path. Like when I think about, had God given me my artistic desires when He put them in me, I would have been a completely different person like today. I maybe not even a believer in Christ, to be honest with you all. But He allowed me to have these experiences. And I think an artist, we feel a lot. And part of our art is to experience. Because the truth is, in my life, I am really still being inspired by everything that happens around me. I remember I'm watching this series, Feud, Season 2, Capote versus the Swans. And Capote says a thing. He said, as a writer, we hear everything. He said, always have a notepad. Listen and observe. And I find that about myself. I am an observer of life. And because people meet me as a very extroverted person, they don't realize that as much as you get joy, the extrovert, the introvert is right there, and the introvert is listening to what you're saying and what you're not saying. So why am I saying all this? Let me connect the dots. The bottom line from this video is, when you have a strong conviction of yourself and your life, don't allow the opinion of others to change your opinion about yourself. If I am supposed to be a pastor and a pastor of this church, it's going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm supposed to be the national youth director, it will happen. If I'm supposed to get married and have kids, it will happen. But as it is right now, I am not fighting. And I'm not going to put myself, and I don't want to accept, I don't want to settle for less. I have regrets about the 2 programs I should have finished by now, but withdrew from it. I don't want to have that regret about, oh my God, Jared, you never gave a chance to be a mainstream writer. You never gave a chance to act. You never gave yourself a chance to executive. You never gave yourself a chance. I don't want that. So I'm going to do what I have to do. God has allowed me to start speaking my vision out. A couple years ago, I would have never told y'all anyone of what I'm saying now, but I am bold enough to say because I believe it. And I know one day I'm going to be in the position, I'm going to look back and say, Jared, you weren't crazy. You weren't crazy. And my life will then make sense to others who right now just can't seem to comprehend it. So I'm saying to you, I say we're hot in this place. I'm saying to you, whatever it is, whatever that conviction is, whatever you actually see for your life, please give it a shot. Try it out. At least be able to say, I tried and I did it. And sometimes we will try and we may not be as successful as we want the first time, but keep going. Keep on keeping on. So, like I said, the bottom line is be led by your own convictions. What you see for your life, don't allow somebody else to detour you from it. They have their life to live, you live your life. So stay blessed, stay sweet, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one. And please remember to feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Bye for now.